It's okay. We are now going to start another section, another person, that's Sufyan Hadi. I don't know whether it's around. Sufyan Hadi, is it around? I hope so. It's around from India.
Hello.
Yeah, Sufyan Hadi from the University of Darussalam, Indonesia. I hope he's going to present a topic that's titled the inculcation of adab and religious education to the young Muslim people. So the analysis is coming from the asy-Syabab, very fantastic book of Badiuzzaman Said Nursi. We would like to hear from you in 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Adam Yusuf. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable the chairman, actually, Mr. Adam Yusuf, and all presenters. I would like to welcome all of you in Islamic greeting. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah wahda wassalatu wassalamu ala man la nabiyya ba'da. Allahumma ya mufattihul abwab wa ya musabbibul asbab wa ya dalilil khairin tawakkaltu alaika ya rabbul alamin wa fawid amri ila Allah basyirun bil ibad. Asyhadu la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Rabbi ishrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli amma ba'du. I'm very grateful and it's very honor for me to join with all the Muslim scholars in this International Symposium, and I'm very grateful today to share about the knowledge or paper that I have written in my paper. Actually, first of all, I'm Sufyan Hadi from Indonesia, University of Darussalam, Gondor. And here, on behalf of my university and all presenters, I would like to share and then to give some explanation about my paper. Actually, its title is Inculcation of Adab and Religious Education to the Muslim Youth. This actually title I make summary from the book Mursyid asy-Syabab, actually the author of Badiuzzaman Said Nursi. Yeah, the things that really makes me very curious about the title is looking about the problem actually happen now in the new world, or in the Muslim world, especially for Muslim young generation actually happen. What is the standpoint of problem from my paper actually? This was written by Bishop Chapra actually in his book, The Turning Point. He writes about many things about the young actually. He says that there are numerous signs of social disintegration, including a rise of violence, crime, accident, and suicide. Excuse me. And then increased alcoholism and drugs abuse, and growing number of children with learning disabilities and behavioral disorder. Actually, this is actually happen now in this world. Actually, this happened to the young Muslim generation, especially for the young Muslim. And then he continued, the violent crimes and suicides by the young people is so dramatic that has called the epidemic of the violent deaths. Actually, this problem happened to be the most very serious problem actually. And then Bishop Chapra decided to describe and write the problem actually in his book, The Turning Point. We come to my title actually, the inculcation of adab. Actually, in Said Nursi book Mursyid asy-Syabab actually, Badiuzzaman Said Nursi actually did not really define what adab is, but actually he says adab is addressed to relation to the Quran. Even though he doesn't give it any definition, but he say that this adab is relation to the Quran. Okay. And next, let us see the definition of adab actually. What adab is actually? In Ibnu Manzur, in his Lisanul Arab, actually he defined adab as mentioned that origin of food. Adab is the invitation, refer to invite people to do good deed and prohibit doing things from evil. This is from Ibnu Manzur in his Lisanul Arab. He defines adab like that. And Syed Muhammad Naqib al-Attas also write in his book Badiuzzaman Said of Islam, the meaning of adab. Adab is right action that springs from the self-discipline founded human knowledge whose source is wisdom. And Said Nursi in his book Mursyid asy-Syabab associate adab is adornment in reciting the Quran. Actually, to the first problem, when we see the phenomena happen actually to the young generation, how to inculcate the adab actually, or the character or the behavior to the young generation. Actually, in this book, there are three major points that I summarize, and the first is the essence of Bismillah. The second one is the knowledge or ilm to recognize God, and the third is being good young generation. This is the diagram. The first one, to overcome the problem actually happen to the young Muslim, we must use and we must recognize Allah or the essence of Bismillah. After that, after the young generation recognize Allah, and then we have to teach them about the knowledge of what? Knowledge of recognizing Allah also. And after he recognizes Allah, when he says something in the name of Allah, and he recognizes Allah, he recognizes God, and he will be inshallah become good young generation or young people. Okay. Actually, in the Mursyid asy-Syabab, Said Nursi, Badiuzzaman Said Nursi, wrote 25 advices for young generation actually. And then the most very important things that I summary from the book, the first one is the essence of Bismillah. The second one, the knowledge, and I focus on that problem. And then the third is being a good young Muslim. The essence of Bismillah. What is the meaning of the essence of Bismillah? Actually, Nursi stated in his book Mursyid asy-Syabab is the star of all things good. When we recite in the name of Allah or Bismillah, it means that we start and we remember Allah. We too shall start with it. Now, O my soul, just this blessed, praise is mark of Islam. So it is constantly recited by all being through their tongues of disposition. Actually, when Muslims recognize that, so they will not astray, they will not forget Allah. And the second one is knowledge. The knowledge is actually, according to Said Nursi, the most highest knowledge is to recognize God, to recognize Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Knowledge is how to serve and know the Lord. The knowing the greatness of God, recognize the majesty of His creation. This is the real meaning of knowledge, according to Said Nursi in his book Mursyid asy-Syabab. Based on the first statement, the essence of Bismillah, and if the young people really understand about that, the parent or the teacher teach about Bismillah, and he also teach knowledge of recognizing Allah, and finally he will be being a good young Muslim. Nursi stress on how to be good young people actually. He says that you always beware of their attitude and action. To the young people, Nursi try to emphasize about your attitude, about your adab, about your behavior. Okay, and good attitude is our keep action under the supreme supervision of Allah. Okay, young Muslim or young people, if he really understand and know Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, and he will think that all things is on the Allah's under Allah's control. He will be always remember Allah Subhanahu wa Taala everywhere. And also Said Nursi stress about love. Love here mostly he stress on love or respect for parents. Said Nursi said that actually when Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said in the Holy Quran, the verses of the verses of Al-Isra, verses 7 and verses 23. Allah said in the Quran, "Wa qadara rabbuka alla ta'budu illa iyyahu wa bil walidayni ihsana." This actually Said Nursi want to stress to the young Muslim, young people, to obey and to respect their parents. Okay, and then to maintain the right of their parents. Okay, and the next, come to the meaning of Bismillah. Actually, the first Said Nursi say that remembrance. This is the first meaning of Bismillah, remembrance. Starting an activity with remembrance will provide additional blessing, benefit, and goodness for anyone who does it. The second one is gratitude, mean to thanks Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Is now just wood with a positive action, but manifest of a faith in Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, strong foundation for muamalah or social relationship to others. Okay, and then the thought. Thought is contemplation of what was done and what has been done. Actually, when we want to do something and we have done something and we have to think about it with the full awareness that these things are caused by Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. Okay, I think we come to the conclusion. Actually, from the outgoing, the problem of statement, and then Nursi said the first. There was advice that in his book, the Mursyid asy-Syabab, the essence of Bismillah, to recognize God, and number 3, being good. Yeah. From the above elaboration point being discussed, the writer conclude that faithful are those who are always aware of these various evils that befall them. Therefore, we will always start activity by taking refuge in Allah or starting activities in Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. This is very important things. If young generation realize that, he will be very grateful to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And the second one, young is not the time for extravagance. Actually, when the young people actually need a free of life, and then he wants to do everything. Actually, this on the contrary is for young and recognize Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, obey His command. For young to know, recognize Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and obey His command. Young time is not only.
Thank you, Sufyan, Hadi, for the wonderful presentation. But we don't have time.
1 minute again. And the last, okay.
2 seconds.
And the last is good young man is carefully use the word love. Nursi very stressed on this for the young people or young generation to use love not only in the tongue but in practicing. I think that's all my presentation. Thank you so much for presenting.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. Sufyan Hadi presented a very good and significant topic in Nursi studies. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You are welcome.
I may like to thank all the presenters. Although we did not see Sheikh Jawad Ayub. That is my surprise. I did not see him, but he was on the program. So I don't know where he has gone. But maybe he will give us his own presentation later. I don't know. But the program has already been ended. Thank you for your presentation. Dr. Abdelkader and Mahi Hassan, thank you very much. Sufyan, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And Zeki Eke, number 1, was wonderful presentation also. Thank you very much for your presentation. I would like to see you later in other occasions coming.